David Odell here. What we're doing right now is we're priming the wood for the fencing material. What we started with is a primer. Bullseye 1, 2, 3, sticks to everything. And this is really good stuff.
What's so good about it?
It bonds well, it covers everything, and it lasts a long time. Like for instance, just with the primer alone, I did that shed back there, that metal shed, 10 years ago, just primer, and it's still in good shape. But here's the second coat we're going to be putting on the wood. I'm going with the semi-gloss because it's much easier to keep clean. You can wash it down with a sponge. It's not like a flat paint. This will stay cleaner and last a lot longer. Here's the wood that we'll be using, and we didn't get them before I primed it, but this is all redwood. This is all clear redwood right here. Even the posts are redwood. So that means termite resistant. Termites don't eat redwood. They don't eat cedar. So this right here, outdoors, will last a long time. Here's what we got. We completely primed this all the way around. And this is going to be basically for the horizontal fencing. These will run all the way lengthwise. And about that spread too. This is about, it'll be just about like this. But imagine this whole thing tilted up vertically. That's the fencing. Anyway, wait till you see it on the job. It's going to look good. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned because this is going to be squeezed. This little tidbit is going to be squeezed into the whole job. Thanks. Have a good one. So anyway, what we have here is, this is the wood that I primed at my house. And I also painted the gray. We didn't show that, but we painted it. Everything we did, I did that at my house in the backyard. And then I brought it over here. So whenever you're doing priming, you're doing multiple coats, it takes some time. So I had all this wood in my backyard, and then every couple hours or whenever I had time over the weekend, I put another coat. So we've got 2 coats of the semi-gloss of gray, and we got 1 coat of the primer. Now this is all redwood, and they're going to be we're cutting these posts 30 inches. So the way I do it on this fence, I'm going to put all my corners in first, and then what I'll do is I'll pull a string line to actually, just in case the brackets aren't perfect, I can pull a string line from each corner post, and I can adjust the post within the bracket to make them perfectly straight and plumb. And that's why these brackets are turned in that direction. For one reason, to attach the 2x6s without having to interfere with the screws from the bracket. The other reason is to be able to adjust them to make them perfectly straight. These are all little things you got to consider whenever you're going to do a fence. Is which way is the brackets going to go? Which way makes the most sense? Little details makes the end result work. So you can see there's the string line. I put a screw on the corner of those posts. Put the string line. Those corner posts are plumb. And then we pull the string, and then all the center ones will match the string line. You could pull a string at the bottom as well. I didn't do that here, but it's not a bad idea. Put a string at the top and the bottom. You wouldn't even have to use a level then, other than your corner post. That'll save you some time too if you do that. Now that acetone you've seen there, I just used that to clean the metal brackets because there was a lot of overspray from the sealer for the concrete, the color hardener, the antique release, and the acetone cleans those up very nicely and quickly. It also preps them for paint if you were to paint those. In this case I'm not, because I'm going to keep them nice and clean with the latches, the hinges. Everything's going to be nice and shiny. We got a wet look sealer. We got semi-gloss paint, so you can see kind of the theme here. And we got shiny brackets. Now here's the I've got 12-foot 2x6s, and the spacing on the post worked out beautifully actually, because if you see that, it's centered up on that post right there, and it ended over there, an inch and a half beyond that corner post. That I really didn't plan. It was just one of those things. It just happened. I thought I might have to cut these 12s to fit on a half a post, but well, it just worked out. Here's the kind of screws I'm using. It's the deck mate. They're coated. They're good for outdoor. They're not going to rust or corrode. Star driven. Nice thing about the star driven screws, you have more contact points, which means it's not going to strip. You know, if you just go with your basic Phillips head, if you notice, they strip a lot. You know, they twist, turn, and bounce. And with these star heads, it kind of does what you want it to do. Goes in the wood, basically, without stripping. Nice thing about this redwood, it's soft. It's easy to work with. Very easy. Now this was some oak or something hard. This is a little bit more tricky, but with this stuff, real sweet and simple. Termite resistant as well, so this stuff's gonna last longer than the house basically. I'm not gonna get real tricky. I'm not gonna get a table saw. I'm not gonna get any special equipment. I'm just gonna cut it with a battery operated saw. I'm gonna cut it right here. No table saws, no horses, nothing. Just the basic fundamentals. Here's the post. I anchored this through the house. I actually, in between the studs behind that, I threw some 4x4s in between the studs, and that's what those lags are screwed into. Now here's my gate. My gate, what I was intending on for this is a seamless no gate look from the street. So we got these really tight fitting where it connect, and basically from the street it looks like all one unit. You wouldn't know there's a gate there actually, unless you looked really closely. So the hinges and brackets all color coordinated, silver. And you can see those cuts on the top of those 2x6s, the redwood in it. Those I have to do some touch up painting still. I still got to prime and throw some gray on those. Also on these 2x6s where the gate swings, I battered them just a little bit. You know, so when it closes at the front, it's tight, but at the back it's a little more open because I battered them just a little bit, because I didn't want any resistance, but I still wanted it tight fitting. I'm going to put this little cable after I put the fence up. There was about, it's a 1/2 inch sag in it. So I got this cable here. We're going to attach that, tighten it up. And as I tighten the cable, I can watch that fence draw right up and be flush to the other fencing. A little touch up here on the ends, because I actually made it too tight to fit. But it's better to be tight than loose, that's for sure. Because you can always loosen it up, but you know, it's hard to get tighter. So here's your latch. I'm just going to put this little slide latch is going to go right into that post. I'll drill a little hole into this post. Be nice to have a little metal sleeve in there, but I didn't have one, so that's something we can always add. Pound a round metal sleeve in there. That would be kind of nice. So the homeowners that live here, they have a couple small dogs, and they're gonna really enjoy it out here on the front porch, open air, and being able to go in and out without running away or getting eaten by bigger dogs, possibly on the loose. So there's my idea. You see how it's a seamless fence with no look of a gate whatsoever. And then we tied it in with this stamped concrete here too. And that's how it looks when it's all said and done. Something sweet and simple. Anyway, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe. This was part 4 of a 4-part series. So if you jumped in on part 4, you may want to see how it got to this point and what it looked like before. So don't hesitate to find those other ones. Anyway, subscribe, hit the bell to get the latest and greatest as I roll them out. You'll get notified when I upload new stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.